Hello everyone, welcome to iSharePoint All, where I share everything surrounding SharePoint. Anyway, in this video, I am going to be talking to you about components. In one of my previous videos, I talked about VUE components, and the components I'm talking about is not really VUE components. Like for example, this is a data tables component, dialogues component. This is just a way to add some extra functionality or package components to your site. But the components I'm talking about today are different types of components. I mean, these UI components were probably created the same way, but I'm going to show you how we can create our own and extend our VUE instance. So essentially, all it is just a VUE instance with predefined options. And once you register these components, the thing that I like about it is you can use it similar to the way you use an HTML tag. So let me show you how to do that. It's not hard. So let's go ahead and get started. So let me go here to my site contents. I already created a components folder in my web part. As you remember, I always create a web part and I put all my components in a folder in my web parts folder, so I can be able to refer to them and code through them. I've been on projects where people have dumped everything into one file or library, and it's hard to find related files. But anyway, so let me go ahead and create my VUE template here. Let me go ahead and create that. Let me go ahead and create my HTML. Let me go ahead and rename this. So I'm going to rename this to component. Oops. Let me unselect that. So, okay. Rename. I'm going to call it component. Component. Save. I'm going to call this component as well. Component. Save. So now I'm going to go to my Visual Studio. It's popped up in here already. All right. So what I'm going to do is I always come in here and I'm going to grab what I need. So I'm going to come here and just grab the Vue.js library. I'll grab the Vuetify stuff later. So let me come to my component, go into my head. My library, excuse me. Put the library in there. Okay, cool, that works. Let me come to my here. So now, let's go ahead and register a component. But first, before I do that, let me make sure this works. So let me say test. Working. Save. Come in here. Test. Save. And let me go to my file. Oh, I'm missing something. So let me come in here really quick. Just grab the link. Close that out. Come to my HTML. Paste. All I gotta do is change this now to components. Components. And I come here, component, all right, save. And I'm doing it just to make sure it works. So I'm gonna go to my library here. I already created a component file and added the link in there. So let's see if this works. Where's my components? There it is. So do this. Hopefully, let's see if that works. Okay, let me do this. Okay, saying test is not defined in the instance. I'm also showing you guys how you can also test to make sure things work. So test. Oops, something's wrong. Oh, data. Don't forget, always put your stuff within data. So let me do this. Save. I still have squiggly lines. What's going on? Data test. What is going on? I'm doing something that I'm not seeing. Let me come in here and copy and see what's going on here. New view L. Okay. Okay. This is weird. Let me just say, maybe it's Visual Studio acting up. So if I come here, okay, it is working. So working. Okay, I'm not sure why Visual Studio is showing me squiggly lines when it shouldn't. Let this come back up again. So working. Okay, that's weird. Anyway, so in order to use a component, this is how you register a component. So you say view.component. Then you do this, and then you give it a name. So say my component tag. And then you define your template. So if I come in here and I say template, you always have to have some type of tag. So let's do this. You have to have a root tag or it wouldn't work. You get an error. So this works. Now here's how so now you grab this tag that you just created, you go to your HTML, and this is how you use it, just like an HTML tag. Oops. Okay, save. Let's go back to the site. Hopefully this works. Refresh the page. Look at that. And the wonderful thing about this is when you create these different components, you can reuse it. They're reusable, so you can use it anywhere. So if I come up here and I click refresh, look at that. So now let's do something more practical. We're going to do something simple but practical. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab some components, some Vuetify UI components. So as you remember from one of my previous videos, we're going to use some of these and put some of these on the same page. So let's do that. Now I've already kind of did this because I didn't want this video to be too long. It looks like it's getting too long already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste and then just kind of explain to you what's going on. It's really short, so copy. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to replace this. Paste. And I'm going to go to my component, do the same thing here. So I have my HTML. This is my HTML. This is my JavaScript view. Let me close that up. Okay. So what we have here is I'm using what is called a grid. And let me show that to you. I'm using a view grid. So if I scroll up here, and I just put in use grid, and I'm going to go over this in a different video. It's called the grid system. So I'm using this to create my layout to my page. So I'm just basically using like a 2-column layout, and this is it here. It uses the Flexbox method model. So I have one flex here and another one here. And as you can see, I have these tags within here. I have this my tag here, and then I have this my table tag here that I'm using. So my tag and then my table, and I'm going to show you how I created the table. So let's go to the JavaScript. So I have this my table here, and within my table I have it's hard coded, but I have these functions here. I have these objects, data table objects. I think I went over this in one of my previous videos. So data table, how to create it. And then I have this method. I'm not really doing anything with it, but I have that method there. And then I have the template. And within this template is going to show what is going to show. And then I have this other tag that I've created. I have these items here. And then I have the template here as well. And I just have my view instance here at the bottom, as you can see. So these at the top are just extending this view. And make sure you keep this view at the bottom of your components, because if you keep it up at the top, it doesn't really work from what I've experienced. So I have my table component, and these are everything that defines what this component is for my table. And the same thing for my tag component. And then I have everything that defines my tag component. And then I have my grid system here, and then I just put my tags where I wanted to go. So I have my tag, and then I have my table. Save that. And let's see how this works, what it looks like. Refresh the page. I know what's wrong. Okay. So what I have to do is, as you can see, I'm missing a bunch of libraries. So as I mentioned in my previous video, always make sure you come to the settings and you grab the different libraries, and that's what I'm missing. So let me grab that. I created another file, so some of my other files may work. So let me go to my VS Code and do this really quick. Let me open that up. If I go to data table, come here, I'm just gonna grab everything up here at the top, because this is basically what I need. Copy, and then if I come here, that's what it's complaining about, because it's missing all the libraries. So if I come back here and refresh the page, it should work. If not, let's go to Chrome and try it, because if it doesn't work here, then I know why. Oh, there you go. So there you have it. Oop. Okay, come on. How do I close? Okay, there you go. So there's my component. So there you have it. Isn't that great? See, everything works. And as I mentioned, it's reusable. So let's come here and let me come up here. Oops, I'm going to show you what I mean when it's reusable, and I think you get the idea already. But let me just so if I come here, grab this tag, copy. And if I paste it again, paste, save. Let me refresh the page. It's going to look all messed up, but just to prove my point, as you can see, there it is twice. So that is how you create a component. Now, in my next video, I'm going to show you how to create a component. You know, these are just hard-coded components here, the items. So how do we get that stuff out of a SharePoint list? Because this is SharePoint, and we want our SharePoint list to feed our component. So in this video, I was just giving you an idea of how it works. So now I'm gonna show you how to work with a list. I did show you how to use it inside of SharePoint, but now I'm going to show you how it works with a SharePoint list using REST API. Thanks for watching this video. Please leave your comments below. Please like the video as well and share with your friends. Thanks. Bye.